means some kind of a punchline, some kind of a slogan, some kind of a characters, logos in stories, so that they are creating an awareness of the brand. So ad departments use characters, slogans, logos, and stories in the ad to create, build an awareness for their brand. So you try to give, when you see a TV advertisements, when you see a particular some songs, they create a particular jingles. Ad jingles are created so that they are a particular, you remember that ad whenever you see that product. Whenever you see that product, tend to remember that particular jingle in your head. So you try to create some slogans, you try to create some logos that fits in their particular mind. When you talk about what is the color of not in that way, but in case if you see an Airtel ad in yellow colors, you try to get an understanding or try to relate that particular Airtel with the yellow colors. Definitely not, right? We tend to relate Airtel to red and white colors. Same way with Vodafone. Now Vodafone and Idea are coming up with a different that is called as a V, where everything brand is revolve around that particular kind of a color or an image of a sign or a symbol that you're giving to a product. So advertisements should make sure that you are creating a particular advertisement where you're using such kind of a characters as a slogan, so that you're creating a particular brand awareness about your product. So how do they create a brand awareness? A particular model is there where advertisers use, that is called as AIDA model. That is the IDA model. AIDA model stands for A stands for attention, I for interest, D for desire, and A for action. So AIDA is a kind of a steps that is related for a particular advertisement. So first, attention should be grabbed by the consumer. So that is why when you want to grab attention, your particular ad copy should be really attractive, should be really eye-catching, so that the customer who is not fixing their eyes on the ad should immediately move their eyes towards the ad. If it's a newspaper, even if it's a hoarding, it's a TV channel, it might be anything. You might be watching a TV show or a cricket match. While ads are coming, you might be watching using your mobile phone. But if that particular ad is so interesting, that sound jingle is so interesting, you might just go and watch the ad instead of using your mobile phone. That is grabbing the attention. What about the hoardings? You're just traveling on the road, you might be walking or going in a vehicle. When you are driving a vehicle, you are the pillion rider, your eyes will definitely not be fixed on a particular hoarding. Out of about 20 hoardings that you see on the roads while arriving when till the time of the destination, your eyes must have gone only to maybe about 5 or 6 hoardings. Why? Because only 5 or 6 hoardings grab your attention. So that is really needed. When you're reading a newspaper, they might be a very small ad at the bottom of the page, but it still grabs your attention. So that is where the advertisement has really worked. The advertisement might be half a page of a newspaper, but it still doesn't grab attention. Then you have failed as an advertisement. So the first primary motive is to grab attention of the consumers. That is why what advertising department tries to do. They want to grab attention. Then they want to create an interest about the product. You create an interest after grabbing the attention. So when you're reading the ad copy in the newspaper, you make sure that you're creating an interest among the consumer to use that service, to use that product, consume that product. If you're creating interest, then desire is automatically created. When you create an interest about the product, desire is created, where it leads to a demand. And when the demand is created, what happens there? Your action is created. So when you're talking about action, what do you mean by an action? If you're seeing a newspaper advertisement, it should be something where it should go for a call for action. That is, buy now at these particular stores. If it's television ad, this television is available at the following stores. That is normally given in newspaper ads. Or there might be a toll-free number given. So that is an action. So ad copy should have all this. Advertising department should make sure ad copy should be having all this. That is called as an IADA model. So example I have taken here is a particular advertisement that came up in the Enadu newspaper of a Wonderla amusement park. So when you're talking is seeing this particular amusement park, you create a, yeah. So it's talking about the Christmas season. So normally the schools are closed, the education institutions are closed during the Christmas, where the Christmas holidays are given. So first is they're grabbing the attention by using some bright colors and saying that no, it's a wonder season, you're having a Santa Claus there. When you're grabbing the attention, what's happening, your eyes tend to focus on that particular advertisement. Then you try to create an interest. AIDA, I stands for interest. You try to create an interest about the product. When if I'm seeing this particular advertisement, my interest will be focusing on the dates. When is this wonder season happening? The wonder season is happening between 21st December and 1st Jan. Great. My my college or my school will be closed during that particular day, so I can go to that particular amusement park of Wonderla during that particular time. So it's created an interest, and the visuals that are there here, that's a water splash that is there, that should create an interest. Wow, it's looking really good. Why don't we be in, why can't I be in such a place? Why can't I have such enjoyment by visiting the Wonderla? That creates a desire for you to go and visit Wonderla during that particular period of 10 days. So what are the various features? So when you're creating a desire, so why don't, yes, there's an interest for me to visit Wonderla after seeing this advertisement, but why should I visit only during this particular 10 days? So they also try to give a reasoning for that. That is grand position, fun games, magic show, live show, food fest, dazzling lights, which is available only during this 10 days. So what's happening? That created a desire in me that I should go Wonderla during this 10 days, not procrastinate it, not delay it. So next is action. Advertisement copy should have an action. What is an action? So give a missed call and get a special discount. That means if you're just giving a missed call to this number, you get a call back from Mandala about this and you might win a special discount. And what is an action? As you can see, so many things that are there. There are phone numbers given, free pickup and drop services. So special discount and group bookings, also numbers are given. So that is how you try to create an advertisement copy. That is what is called as an AIDA. You create a brand awareness about your product. Next is scheduling advertising. Advertising managers or coordinators determine when certain ads will appear, whether they're using TV commercials, magazines, direct mail, or social media. You schedule an advertisement. Sometimes, many a time, what happens is certain products can be used only seasonally. You cannot run a sunscreen ad in winter, can you? Never, right? Because a sunscreen ad should normally we use a sunscreen lotion only mostly during the summers, where the summer heat is too high and you do not want your uh, skin to get tanned or skin to get burned. So that is the reason you want to use a sunscreen lotion. So that, how do you schedule advertisement in that particular time? IPL time is said to be a really big advertisement event for the corporate world, wherein most of the big brands come in and try to advertise their products come up with new advertisements during the IPL. So when IPL season is coming up, the brands will make sure they're coming up with rejuvenated new ads so that it is hitting the consumers that fresh advertisement that have come up. So you schedule an advertisement. So that is the one function of advertisement department. So most advertising is scheduled months in advance to provide media sources with enough time to create ads, complete commercial shootings, or print their publications. So if you're having a brand, Virat Kohli has a brand ambassador. So and IPL is going to start in another 5 days maybe. So when talking about suddenly the brand shouldn't think, okay, Virat Kohli is a brand ambassador, let's get him shoot an ad right now for the IPL season. But Virat Kohli will be ready to shoot an ad shoot right now? No, because he's busy training for the upcoming IPL season. So ads should be created way well before he left for Dubai for the IPL season. So the advertising department need to schedule ads in such a way that they are creating the ads for the at the right time. Example I've taken here is of an moisturizer. Get day-long moisturization with oil control. So when you use a moisturizer during the winters. So you schedule an ad for the winters for the upcoming products, that winter products that the company has. Next is last one is measuring the advertisement effectiveness. So how much effectiveness the ad has been. You try to measure it. You try to see how many people have come and purchased your products. So you try to see the effectiveness of it. So advertising is effective to maximize return on investments. Many companies measure advertising effectiveness to market research. So how do they do? They do a market research. After the advertising campaign has been run, they try to see if that advertisement has really went and hit the target audiences. Have they heard about this product? How many people have really went and purchased the product, or they just stopped at seeing the ad and just not taking the product? So they conduct surveys among the consumers, determine who's heard or seen the advertising and whether it prompted them to buy their products or services. That's what I said. You try to see and ask the consumers who have seen their ad, who have heard the brand. Did they hear about the brand or not? You do an extensive campaigning for 6 months, and after 6 months, when you go for a market research, and it says most, about 40% of the, not 40, maybe 60% of the people do not know what your brand is about. Then you have failed by giving an effective advertisement to the consumers, where your ad copy was not effective in making sure it creating an interest among the or attention and interest among the consumers. So whether it prompted them to buy the products or services, that is also one thing. If it prompted them to buy the products and services, if they're liking it, they're going to continue it. If Vodafone Zuzus in the first year itself, if the company felt got a feedback that Zuzus were not liked by the consumers, they would have not continued Zuzus in their advertising campaigns henceforth. But seeing the kind of a feedback they got, Zuzus were an instant hit for the Vodafone. What did they do? They kept on continuing the Zuzus every year and on and on and on since the past many years. Generally, a more a consumer can recall about an ad, the more effective it is. So when you're going to recall about an ad, it is more effective. That is if, what happens sometimes in you participate in a brand quiz, in a marketing quiz, advertising quiz. What do they do? What do they do? They normally hide the name, and share the logo. They share the logo of that particular company logo is there. Still to recognize it. What's happening? Your ads are effective. Your brand awareness is effective. You're not able to recall, then you have failed to create an interest about your product to that particular consumer. As long as it meets other essential criteria, reaching the right target audience and increasing the sales. So that is how advertising department should function. These are the 4 things that are there. Right from the first one, that is creating the right message. You create a really good right message, right content for your target audience. Then you create a brand awareness where you use the AIDA model. You create an attention, interest, a desire, and an action, where the consumer is creating, building an action or going and purchasing your product or using your service. So you build a brand awareness, then you schedule your advertisement well in advance so that you're not missing out any kind of things that are there. And the last one is measuring the ad effectiveness, trying to see how effective the ad has been after you run a particular ad campaign. Nowadays on the social media, you instantly get the effectiveness of an ad. If you're placing your ads on Facebook or Instagram or display advertising or Google AdWords, SEO, SEM, everywhere, you instantly tend to get the effectiveness of the ad. That means you're going to instantly get how has my advertisement fared, how many people have clicked on that particular ad. After clicking the ad, how many have converted that view into a sale. If I am reaching about 10,000 people, if you have a if normally if you are viewing Instagram, you see a lot of Instagram ads coming up in the stories and also in the feed, news feed as a post. So when you are seeing such ads on the stories or in the post, what happens is the particular ad, the particular page that is there, they have a page called as insights. So they can really understand how many people have viewed the ad as the ad reached. For example, if the ad reached for about 10,000 people, out of those 10,000, how many have actually clicked on the ad? How many have visited your profile? And through that ad, how many have followed your profile? So that's how you create an advertising. Try to gauge, try to measure how well the advertisement has fared in your Instagram. Has it been effective or not? Is it going good for you or not? That's how you do it. It's instant nowadays with the data analytics, with the kind of technology that we're having. But what about hoardings? Can you do it immediately? No. What about newspapers? Can you do it immediately? No. TV channels? Yes, you can do it. Where you get a bark ratings, where a particular TV show is there, and particular TV show rating is given how many have viewed your particular TV show. But how many viewed your ad? No one knows, isn't it? Because the viewer might be just shifting the channel immediately, an ad comes up, or they might be seeing the mobile phone. That is where you need to create an idea. That is grab attention, create interest, and create the desire and a demand and call for action on your products. So these are the functions of an advertising department. Any doubts, anyone, in this particular topic? Anyone, any doubts? Yeah, let me take the attendance. If I'm missing on anyone, any roll number, just let me know, because I'm going according to the list that has been given to me. Kedar?
Present, sir.
Yeah. Harsh?
Present, sir.
Sandesh? Sandesh? Well, he kept his laptop and went away somewhere. Switched it on and went away somewhere. Sandesh is online active but physically present, mentally absent. Kathleen? Kathleen, are you there? Vanshika?
Present, sir.
Shruti?
Present, sir.
Chaitanya? Chaitanya is part of ABM, yes, he is, but is absent. Lahari?
Present, sir.
Yurika?
Present, sir.
Muskan?
Present, sir.
Chetan?
Present, sir.
Shivanka?
Present, sir.
Hitesh?
Present, sir.
Ayush?
Present, sir.
Neeraj?
Present, sir.
Neha?
Present, sir.
Mehul? Absent. Pranay? Ronak?
Present, sir.
Anshu? Iti. Anshu?
Present, sir.
Gagan? Yashraj?
Present, sir.
Yeah. Kushal? Akshita,
Present, sir.
Pavani,
Present, sir.
Habib, Vishnu,
Present, sir.
Bhavik,
Present, sir.
Pravalika, Veena, Pooja,
Present, sir.
Sihita,
Present, sir.
Advit, Jogaram,
Present, sir.
Harini, Ritika.
Present.
Present, sir. 18 present, sir.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Present.
Yeah. Ananya,
Present, sir.
Dean, Zain,
Present, sir.
yeah. Alfonso,
Present, sir.
Alfonso, you need to change the name. It should be SC space BBIT 026. Let's see how our others are.
Okay, sir.
Vinay, Ritesh, Firdos, Fatima, Madhur, Sharda,
Present, sir.
Manoj,
Present, sir.
38, name, please 38, your name, please.
Sir, 36 present, sir.
Sorry, 36, your name, ma?
Sir, Parag.
38,
Present, sir.
what's your name?
Jagannath.
Okay. 39,
Present, sir.
40,
Present, sir.
Karthik,
Present, sir.
Ravinder, okay. Rajnish, are you there?
Present, sir.
Joseph,
Present, sir.
44. IT 44, you're not, your name is not given to me. You're part of ABM. Your name, please. 44. Chandra Vijay Reddy. Okay. Joseph,
Present, sir.
Akanksha,
Present, sir.
Jay Kishan, absent. Rinsi,
Present, sir.
Anas,
Present, sir. 54 present, sir. Anas.
Rudraksh,
Present, sir.
Keshav,
Present, sir.
Avinash, Vaishnavi,
Present, sir.
Harshada, yeah. See, some of you have not changed your names in such a way that, in the participants list, your names are gone up and down. So how do we need is, for example, SJC space, BBA, IT, your own number. There's no, shouldn't be any kind of a space in between. There shouldn't be any kind of a hyphen also. So try to make sure you're writing your numbers in such a way that it's in alphabetical order for us too. So when you're checking the attendance, we are not missing you at all. Some have taken, as there's space between IT space 55, IT space 60. Do not give any space between IT and 55, so that it will come in alphabetical order for us. Most of you have taken in the correct form. See, for 41, IT 041, no need of writing 0 there. BBA IT 41 is fine. I'm just telling you who are the absentees for the day. Sandesh, Chaitanya, Sampath, Mehul, Gagan, Kushal, Habib, Pravalika, Veena, Hardik, Vinay, Firdos, Harsh, and Avinash. Okay? I hope I'm fine here. Sandesh, you're not responding to me at all. Acha, you gave in the chat box. Sorry, I missed yours, ma. Sorry. Yeah. Anyone else? That's it, right? Okay. Thank you, guys. That's it for the day. I actually wanted to cover advertising agency too, but no problem. Let's see in the next class. Thank you, everyone. You can leave the class. Karthik, I've given you attendance, ma. Thanks.